Uh-oh. Oh, God. Hey, welcome to Mythical Kitchen, where dreams become food. At my previous full-time employer, yes, I did exist at a place before this that paid me money to do things. Shocker. I once ranked all 34 items in the vending machine, and Takis came close second to Miss Vicky's salt and vinegar chips. But this grilled cheese we're gonna make with the Takis is going to come first. Also, you know your employer sucks if they have a vending machine that only takes exact change and it's 65 cents, and you're like, could you really not just make this 50 to be slightly easier on everybody? Who has nickels anymore? This is weird. Anyways, we're about to make a nitro Taki grilled cheese. This is coming from the GMM Will It grilled cheese episode. And also, what a great way to spice up your life. Just like baby, sporty, ginger, jumbo? And I'm gonna say Blarn. Blarney? No, Blarney. Yeah, baby, sporty, jumbo, ginger, and Blarney. They all spice up your life, just like this nitro Taki grilled cheese. We've broken the recipe down into 3 steps. You can snag the time codes right there. We got a full written recipe that works down in the description. Let's get cooking. I would like to issue a sincere apology to the Spice Girls Tumblr community. They already came for me, said some very hurtful things, so I'm sorry for that. But I can make it up to you because we're making Taki pimento cheese. If you don't know what pimento cheese is, it is a delightful processed cheese dip that hails from the southern part of the United States of America. That's a weird way to just say the South, but it's from the South, and it is pretty much just like cheddar cheese blended up with like some mayonnaise, and then generally canned diced red pepper, AKA pimentos. Pimienta is a Spanish word for pepper. Is this right? So we added some Takis. We're actually using Fuego Takis, not nitro. Can I tell you the difference? No, one's a little redder, a little spicier, a little bit more sour. We're gonna blend this up right now, and then we're gonna add in our cheddar and all of our other ingredients. We're trying to add some of that Taki flavor into there. And there's more flavor per square inch of Taki than any other food in the world. It's like, you remember Vanta Black? When they discovered the blackest shade of black that existed, it literally sucked up light around it. That's what Takis do, man. So we're gonna add, God, this, I haven't had Takis in a minute, dude. I know, I'm fiending, woohoo! Ride the lightning. So, cheddar cheese, you're trying to really spice this up. Pimento cheese, really great because you can spread it, you can eat it on some nice hot rolls, some chips, whatever. You got garlic powder going in there. In a grilled cheese, if you add that to like a normal cheddar, like a medium cheddar that has a nice pull, you get the best of both worlds, creaminess, and then also just that nice like cheddar cheese pull into it. Add a little bit of New Mexico chili powder, a little bit of chipotle powder. This is going to be the spiciest grilled cheese anybody's ever had. This is onion powder and then some black pepper. Really want to hit the spice notes in there. What really makes pimento cheese for me is the mayonnaise. If you didn't think that blending cheese and mayonnaise was something that would improve your life, you are wrong. You're as wrong as I was about the names of the Spice Girls. What are they? It's not Blarn, it's something like Blarn though. It's like Barty, like Barty Spice. Shardy Spice. Shardy Spice, that was her deal. She, you know, sporty played sports, Posh was all fancy, Scary was, why was she scary? But then Shardy just sharted on the tour bus one day, and they're like, yo, your name is Shardy Spice now. Well, we're gonna blend all this stuff up. Oh, I added a brick of cream cheese in there. I call it a Krogert. It's a cream cheese Grogert. Grogert. There we go. Now that's a nice mayonnaise cheese spread. People say Americans don't have culture. Well, look at our mayonnaise spread. My Nana, American citizen, will blend anything with mayonnaise. I grew up eating something called deviled ham, where my Nana would take canned ham, that's right. They have the technology to do it now, put ham in a can. And she would blend it with mayonnaise, and then we put it on crackers, call it deviled ham. That's good eating right there. Love you, Nana. So let's give it a taste first. Oh, this is lucky. We got a double wide. Wow. That is spicy, that is rich. The Takis that we added in there actually soak up some of the mayonnaise in a really nice way. So that's good. It's funny, people are surprised to find out that I have no formal culinary training. And now, it's gonna fold in the pimentos. It's gonna smear it all around this bowl for roughly no reason. What? I thought that bigger bowl was for ice. Yeah, where does the ice come into this recipe? Never. Not even close. There is no ice, but I was like, oh, maybe we're gonna like keep a couple Diet Cokes cold right next to me, you know? Oh, hey, the Coke Zero Ice Bowl is here. Uh-oh. Oh, God. We're making tomato soup. I've said previously on episodes to save several food scrap items for soup. This is where it all comes in. Everyone, bring in the food scraps in the last 3 years. But I told you to put it in the freezer for soup. You weren't doing that the whole time? I was very clear. We should have like 18 salmon skins, 4 bags of carrot peels. Where's all the garlic skin? Way I like making tomato soup. Very simple. We're just gonna dice up a little bit of onion right here. I always just kind of eyeball it. Like we like have an actual recipe in there, but always, you know, the tomatoes are the star here. These are like the last great tomatoes of the season, but also I would be lying if I was one of those people who's like, I buy vegetables seasonally. Like my brothers are like, I'm cooking fall vegetables. And I'm like, I'm still just eating like 2 pounds of ground turkey mush every day. And that's always in season. So I'm gonna start sauteing off some onions. I always like to get color on my aromatics first before I add the tomatoes in there. Tomatoes, if you start sauteing them first, they are full of water, so you're not gonna get a lot of color on that. So, you know, save this. Hey, save this for soup. Guys, save it. There's nobody over there. I keep talking, there's nobody there. Now we got some garlic. You're just gonna palm heel strike, open that up. Tomato soup, too many of them are just marinara sauce. And I'm not specifically talking about Panera Bread Company, but if we're here and we're talking about Panera Bread Company and tomato soup, that's just a cup of marinara sauce. It shouldn't be something that would taste good on pasta. I mean, like, listen, I'll eat a cup of marinara sauce, no problem, but when I'm making tomato soup, I like to strain it. I like to add a fair amount of stock. I like to finish it with a little bit of cream, make it a little bit more Campbell's-y than anything. And then also, apparently, I like to thicken it with Takis, because that's what we're doing. But we're adding a little spice, but we're trying to go with that classic sort of tomato soup and grilled cheese mantra here. Take out a handy dandy wooden spoon. Just gonna stir that up. I want a little bit of browning, a little bit of color. We're not taking it to full caramelization. We're getting that going. Ooh, crushed red pepper. A little bit of spice going on in there. Always toast your crushed red pepper in oil. That gets it to like really open up and bloom. And when you're making tomato soup, you really want to caramelize all of the, no, I said don't caramelize it. Just, that Coke, man, you're not supposed to chug this. These onions are getting a little bit of color. I'm gonna take tomato paste. I'm actually gonna start like sort of caramelizing these down with the onions, getting some direct heat contact on that. And then adding tomato paste is just going to like add one, a little bit of body, a little bit of thickness. Two, it's just concentrated tomatoes, so you're just gonna add a lot more of that flavor to go along with the fresh stuff. Gonna add some nice big old chunks of tomato in here. Grilled cheese and tomato soup was never like my comfort food. You know, like my comfort food is like a nicely microwaved Hot Pocket. You know, that's what I'm about. Like a Hot Pocket dipped in cup of noodles. I was never a Spice Girls guy, but I was Backstreet Boys. In like first grade, we had to write like an essay, but we don't really know what an essay is when you're in first grade, but they were just trying to get us to practice writing, and we had to read it in front of the class, and I wrote all the lyrics to Backstreet's Back that I knew, which weren't a lot, and then I just went up in front of the whole class and as a 7-year-old just straight-faced read the lyrics of Backstreet's Back. The teacher was like, you can go sit down now, Josh. And I was like, all right. Oh, Takis. I didn't throw in my most important aromatic, the nitro Takis. We warmed up with the Fuego Takis, and now you see that these are 3 Pantone shades darker. Oh, and they got even more flavor. Now chuck some in. Oh my God. I've never realized how much more piquant nitro Takis are than Fuego. It is unreal. The head scientist of Takis, I feel like, came from like an X-Men villain's lair. You know, like it was like, I used to develop antidotes for the mutant gene, and now I've transferred all of that into just making the most flavorful food in the world that is also probably something that's preserving us from the inside out. Like, put it into a corn chip, man. All right, we got our Takis in. Now, we're just gonna cover this up with chicken stock, and then you can either keep it simmering, you can throw it in the oven, but I wanna really cook this down, let those flavors get to know each other for at least an hour. But I mean, you can make this quicker if you want to, but the more soups sit, the better they are. Oh my God, it's already just leaching on me. Now I'm gonna get a rash. Check back in like an hour. All right, so we got the soup nice and finished. It's been simmering for a long time. I put the basil in there. It reeks of corn product. We're gonna take it off the heat. I'm gonna add in the butter. The butter's gonna melt as I'm blending it up. I'm also gonna add a little bit of half and half. I like a nice creamy, almost bisque-esque. That's a crazy word. I like my tomato soups to be creamy, so I'm gonna add a little bit of half and half in there. Yeah, a little bit more. That's nice. You can add heavy cream, or like milk, or like almond milk, you know. And then we're just gonna shove an immersion blender in there. And that's just gonna do its thing. And then we're gonna strain it off, because I like a nice creamy soup. Again, that's what separates man from animal. But the red food dye of the Takis is making this a horrifying color. That is not natural at all. That's more like, it's a bit of a Pepto-Bismol pink. It's kind of giving pink sauce from TikTok, except this, I think, has a worse nutritional content. You seen that 444 servings of pink sauce? Get the heck out of town. Pink sauce, look it up on TikTok. All right, so that's all nice and blended. Just gonna go ahead and... Mythical kitchen towels. Great for soiling. Need to soil yourself in your car, Mythical kitchen towel. I've only soiled myself in the car once. I was telling V the story the other day. You guys know the story, right? This is great. Ben always tells me to talk while I work, so I'm gonna pour this soup in here and talk about the time that I just willingly peed my pants in the car. And that was because, there we go. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna strain this out. And that's because, here's the thing, I was on a 2-lane freeway and a tree had fallen over in the freeway. Look at that beautiful soup. And so I was on a 2-lane freeway up to Santa Barbara and a tree had fallen over. So there was 2 hours of dead stop traffic, cop right behind me. I didn't have any, like one, air conditioning in that car or a back windshield. And also the radio stopped working. So I had nothing to like keep me busy at all. So I would just eat candy and drink energy drinks. And drinking energy drinks in a car is a great way to need to pee. So we're sitting there for 2 hours, cop right next to me, need to pee, can't just get out of the car on the freeway and pee anywhere near a cop. I didn't even feel comfortable peeing in a Gatorade bottle because I was like, I'm not gonna become a registered sex offender and pulling my dingle dangle out in public despite needing to pee. And surely other people had to deal with this problem, but I don't know what they were doing. And so I just decided that I would take a gym towel, put it into my jeans, and then just pee right there in the car. And then I just sat in my own pee for about an hour and a half until eventually I made it up to Santa Barbara, and I vowed that I would never tell anybody. We got tomato soup strained and blended. I kept eating Takis off screen. I've eaten about 3 bags of them bad boys. I actually strained half of it and then kept half of it all just to, you'll see the soup later. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and make this Takis grilled cheese. The plan here is to do like a, like the way you cereal crust a French toast. You know how you do. So we're gonna dip the bread in egg batter just so the Takis stick to it. Check this out. This is real culinary school stuff right here. It's like, it's Takis crusted bread, it's funny. And then we're gonna get some butter. I'll melt half of that in the griddle. Let that butter go, we're gonna go pretty low and slow right here. Take some pimento cheese, gonna spread that across the bread. There we go, I'm gonna do one side with pimento cheese touching the bread, one side with pepper jack crusting the bread. Ooh, uh-oh. I'm gonna take this Taki side down, we're gonna start grilling it off. It's probably not gonna be able to melt the cheese too well, so we're probably gonna have to pop this in the oven. Hold on, I want more pimento cheese. Oh man, I feel like we need to make more food spreadable. You know, like Nduja is basically a spreadable salami. You know, people, enterprising people thousands of years ago noticed that chickpeas should be spreadable. They made hummus. But you know, now I'm thinking about like a Thanksgiving turkey. You just make that into a paste, put it in like a toothpaste container. You know, spreadable turkey. I'm saying, think about it. Oscar Mayer. I want to make you money. Okay, we're gonna talk. Just keep putting food in my mouth. It's such an instinct. Is that an instinct for everybody else? Like if there's food around you, it needs to go in your mouth? Freud would have called that an oral fixation. So, gonna crust up another piece of bread. Hold on, no, not good enough. There you go, you wanna really mash it down. I'm gonna give it one bites, there it is. And now we have perfect Taki coverage. And that's gonna go on top. And we're just gonna griddle this off. Check back. Is it getting spicier in here? Is it just that I touch my eyes with some Takis on my hands? It's both. All right, so we got this delightful tomato soup. Look at that luscious, viscous consistency. When I think of comfort food, I think of viscosity. That's right. All right, so we got our soup filled up. Yeah, that's probably a good amount. We got a lovely little basil plant. We're not allowed to have a kitchen cat, and so a basil plant is all we're allowed to take care of. Ooh. Finish it. Some fresh Takis on top, lovely. Look at that, she's glowing. This is a great comfort meal, great for kids. You know, we're in fall, a little olive oil around there, and then boom, just some basil right in the center. Lovely soup, and now our Taki grilled cheese. This is the star of the show, folks. Oh my gosh, have you ever seen anything so incredible? Live studio audience, clap! Please clap! Please clap! Now we're gonna cut it in half. This is called a bris. Mazel tov. Please be a cheese pull. There's no cheese. There's no cheese pull. It's just a sandwich. Sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was gonna be a cheese pull, but it's just a good sandwich. Please look at it. Yeah! Live studio audience. No, you brought the energy today, or you get a sandwich. I want to present my nice plate. This is a metaphor for cooking at home, where I want to save the nice plate for my friends. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the sandwich scrap that I sliced off to make it look prettier, and I'm gonna dip it in my own little personal bowl of soup. Oh God, oh my God, oh my God. Listen, my palate is completely blown out from just eating Takis on the side, and then every time you eat a Taki, you gotta chug a whole Coke Zero, and they just keep getting back in that ice ball. So I don't know what I'm tasting anymore. All I know is I am loving it, baby. Not copyrighted by McDonald's. I can say it too. Eat it, Ronald. Grimace, come at me, bro. This sandwich is really delicious. It takes tomato soup, grilled cheese, kicks it up to another notch. I'm a fan, but we're gonna see if... I really did touch my eyes with Takis, that's okay. We're gonna spork a friend, Nick. Welcome to MTV Spork, you just got sporked, bro!
Whoa.
Hey, Nick.
Hello.
Do you wanna, no, wait, hold on. I feed you.
Okay.
I feel like we haven't sporked someone in a while.
You haven't.
Have you been sporked?
I've never been sporked.
This is your first sporking?
This is my first
Oh my
sporking.
God. Well, enjoy. Here, do you want
Ooh.
soup or sandwich first?
Sandwich.
Okay, so this is a Taki crusted grilled cheese. You can
Got it.
bite the sandwich yourself, but I legally have to spork you the soup. Taki
Okay.
crusted grilled cheese, pepper jack, Taki pimento cheese in there, and then a Taki infused heirloom tomato soup.
Ooh.
Yeah. Dean, are you a dipper?
Yeah, I'll dip.
You double dip?
Yes.
Did you get
If only
did you
if
get
I only know
regularly
who
tested?
I'm with, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a stranger, I'm not double dipping.
No, I feel that. You gotta be comfortable with your partners.
Definitely. All right.
What were you talking about?
Huh?
Huh?
Nothing.
Hold on. Airplane coming in the hangar. I'm trying to like not get soup on your expensive equipment.
It's fine. It's all soup friendly.
Yeah, it's good.
That was really good.
Yeah?
I like the crunchiness on the outside.
It's nice. It's got that like cinnamon toast crunch French toast thing, except it burns your bottom.
Yeah, but not
fun
in
is
a
that?
bad way.
No.
In a really nice way. Like, this is the most pleasant version of a burn.
Yeah, I feel like people are afraid of a little burning bottoms in the morning, and I don't think they should be.
I thoroughly enjoyed this. It's very cheesy.
It's a good little soup. We got more soup if you want to take it home.
Yeah, I'll take it home.
I appreciate it. You get a little schmutz. You got a
I
little,
know. Can you help me
schmutzy
out?
here. I'm gonna spork it off. There you go. And right back in the last little bit gross. All right, well, thank you all so much for stopping by the Mythical Kitchen. Nick, thank you for being our little guinea pig here. And if you missed Mythicon, don't worry about it, because we got the Mythicon merch over at mythical.com. Go check that out. Get you some. Thank you all for stopping by Mythical Kitchen. If you're subscribed, that's cool. If you're not subscribed, you're dead to me. You hear me? Dead! I'm kidding. But if you want to subscribe, that'd be pretty cool. Drop a comment, call my personal phone number. A couple of weird fans have found it on the internet somehow, and I don't know how to scrub that, so I just get like, some people leave me like a voicemail. Like, Mythical Chef Josh, I'm high! And I'm like, that's cool, I guess. See y'all next time. Hey you! Cook up your own feast while wearing the Mythical Kitchen apron. Available now at mythical.com.